This call may be monitored or recorded for quality assurance or training purposes.
This call may be recorded.
Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. If you're joining us today, I'd love to hear where you're joining us from. Put it in the chat. It'd be great to hear. If this is your first time, this call may be recorded. And what we do in this show is we listen to customer service calls and we coach them up. So welcome to the show. Go to the chats. We'd love to hear from you if you're joining us and see where you're coming from. I cannot believe it is already November 10th. Like, that is wild to me. It is absolutely zooming by this year. And everyone, I want to introduce you to Melissa, who is joining me on this beautiful November 10th. Hello, Melissa.
Hey, Tatiana.
Guys, there's
yes,
been a delay
November.
today.
I cannot believe it's already November.
I know, it is dumb. It's so crazy. Okay, there's a delay, so I'm just going to warn everyone right now. If you notice it, we're trying to work it out. We're not sure exactly what's going on, but I can hear you okay. Melissa, you can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that. All right, so we're going to listen to some calls. Tell me about you, Melissa. Before we get going, I want you to introduce yourself a little bit to everyone that's joining in with us today. Tell us about what you did before Power Selling Pros. You're a coach with Power Selling Pros, guys. She's an awesome coach, one of the coolest people, and she is just so great at what she does. So tell us a little bit about how you came here, what you did before, and how things have changed since coming to Power Selling Pros.
Absolutely. So before I came to Power Selling Pros, I worked for an HVAC company here in Texas. I helped to run the call center. So I handled everything from dispatch, customer service, all the fun stuff. So I've got a huge passion just for the services industry in general. I've been here for almost a year and a half. I cannot believe it's been that long since I've been here. It's just kind of flown by, and it's just been amazing. It's completely changed just the way that I communicate, the way that I think about everything has been just wonderful.
Absolutely the same for me. I feel like I had such a huge paradigm shift coming in and applying the Pattern for Excellence. This is your first time joining us. The Pattern for Excellence is the tool that we use to guide communication. I mean, any kind of communication, not just customer communication. And so everything we talk about is founded in that tool, the Pattern for Excellence. So there's 8 key principles. So we've got some calls today that we want to listen to. Let's just dive right into it. We're going to play them and we'll pause them as we go and talk about it. We don't ever listen to the calls beforehand. So this is blind reaction time, and let's talk about it. Here we go.
You're electrical today. Can I help you with AC, plumbing, or electrical today?
It's a plumbing issue.
All right. What seems to be going on? How can I help you?
Okay, I got your name from Rod. He's done some work for me in the past, and this is beyond what he is able to do for me.
Okay.
I need some repiping work done at my house. When they built the house, they did not allow for a water softener to be put in. And
Okay.
So now, as an afterthought, what happens is I have soft water going to my irrigation system and soft water going to my pool, which is probably not a good thing. So I'd like to see
Right.
I'd like to see if I could get this repiped so that I have hard water going to both the pool and to the irrigation system.
Okay. Yeah, we'd be more than happy to help you with that here. So what we can do is actually send someone out to give you a free estimate first. And then they'll just come on site, kind of take their measurements, and then kind of go over some different solutions with you. And then from there, you would be able to approve that quote, and then we could get you on the schedule to get that work done for you. How's that sound?
Oh, that sounds great.
All right, awesome. So
Let's pause it right here. What are you thinking? Do you have any thoughts on it so far?
I think she sounded very engaged. I think she sounded good. I would have liked to give him a great shout out for that referral that somebody referred them. I love that. That just shows great things. Acknowledge that part.
Oh, I totally agree. I like that too. And I also agree that she sounds so good. She sounds so positive. Definitely positive, definitely prepared. Okay, those are the first two principles in the pattern for excellence.
Yes.
We believe positivity attracts people. She does a great job at that. Preparation inspires confidence. I like to say you're prepared until you prove that you're not, like innocent till proven guilty. And she's doing a great job at that as well. She sounds confident. You know, she's inspiring confidence in the customer. How about listening and understanding? Understanding invites connection. So that's an important part. Do you feel like this customer feels understood?
Yes, I think that she did do well with the way she interacted with him, but I would have liked to hear a few more questions, maybe try to get a better idea. So that way know that we're on the same page as him.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. So more questions. Questions are a great way to do that. I think she does a couple things to show she's listening. She does have some verbal nods in here. And I like that. I think that there's kind of like a good, better, and a best way to show that you're listening to someone and to really try and communicate, you know, that understanding and connection. And I would say those verbal nods, those, oh, okay, I think that those are good. Those are okay. Those are okay ways to do it. I think the reason that they're not the best is because we don't, as humans, we know that we've done those things before without really engaging. You know, it can be sort of I don't know the right word I'm looking for. It can be like an automatic response. We're not really thinking about it. We just do it. And so I would say that,
Right.
and in that way, I would want more, like you said, more questions, or maybe even just rephrasing what she's hearing. But one thing I loved about it, I loved that moment where she just laughed a little bit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh, it was so perfect.
Yes, she made it very
so
personal.
good. Yeah, she was so likable. So likable in that moment. He made like a small little joke, and she just kind of chuckled to tell him that she heard him, kind of engage a little bit of almost rapport right there. So he knows. I thought that made a world of difference on this call. It really lightened it and brightened it. Yeah, I liked it.
Absolutely. I felt like it made him want to talk to her. Like he made him want to talk to her. Like they were having a normal conversation at that point. I loved it.
I know. I agree. I totally agree with that. And another thing I want to highlight, because she's doing really good. I also really love, did you hear how excited the customer was for us to come out and help him? Like by the time she gets done building value, he's like, oh, that's great. Yeah, let's do it. He's excited because she amped him up. She's like, look at all the things we're going to do for you. It's going to be great. I loved it.
Absolutely. I agree 100% on that part.
Awesome. Let's keep listening.
When were you looking to have someone come out? What's your availability looking like?
Well, I was hoping sometime next week. I know it's a holiday, but it's a holiday week. But I was hoping, sometime during the remainder of the week there might be some availability.
Yeah, I mean, we have availability as early as Tuesday. Are you more available in the mornings or afternoons?
Well, Tuesday's not a particularly good day because I've got my air conditioning guy coming out to service my air conditioner at 9 o'clock, and he might be there at 9, he might be there at 10, he might not be there at 10. Would there be a different day that would work?
Yeah, Wednesday works as well. We can even do the following day. We've got pretty much open availability, at least on one tech, throughout the next week.
Let's try for Wednesday.
Okay. Did you want to do like a morning or an afternoon?
Mornings are better for me.
Okay, perfect. So we have like an 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and a 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. arrival window for mornings.
Let's do the early one.
Okay, perfect. So I'm happy to get this scheduled here for you. So if I can just grab some information to get this booked. What was your first and last name?
My first name is last name is.
All right, I think this is a good place to pause. We only have about a minute left. Okay, so we just heard essentially the scheduling process. I really enjoyed it. Did you have thoughts anything that stood out to you, Melissa?
I think she made him feel very involved with that process. Like she asked for his availability. Was there a day that worked best? Like he was right there, like sitting next to her, basically helping her to find a good time for the schedule with him.
Right. No, I agree. Involved is a good way to put it. People love to feel more involved with it, right? We don't want. It'd be really problematic if we felt like someone was trying to force their availability on us. And I think that she really took advantage of every opportunity to give options and to ask and to consider.
Absolutely. And still sounded so positive doing it. She sounded so happy to be getting him scheduled.
I know, you guys, this is really good. She's really, really nailing it. I like this a lot. Okay, let's go to the last minute.
Perfect. And what was the property address you're located at?
The address is,
Awesome.
it's,
Perfect. I was able to
Awatuki.
find my. Awesome. I used to live out there myself, just on the kind of by that elementary
okay.
school, if you're familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just want to confirm, is the best phone number for you?
That rapport,
That's
though.
Perfect. And then what
I
is
love
the best
it.
the estimate to once it's complete?
The .net.
Perfect. All right, awesome. I've got that saved here. So that is all I need to go ahead and get this booked for you on Wednesday, May 31st, with an arrival between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. Was there anything else that I can help you with today? Plumbing, AC, or
No, that's great. I mean, it's wonderful to get somebody to come out and take a look at this and see how we can remedy it.
All right. So it sounds like a plan. Appreciate the call, and we look forward to serving you on Wednesday.
Thanks very much.
Of course. Hope you have a great weekend. Be safe out there.
You too.
All right. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.
Oh, I love this call. She did such a good job.
I agree. I think she did a great job. That rapport was just amazing. It's like he was talking to a friend, like he was there with her.
Yeah. Did you hear the price? Did we ever talk pricing in this call?
In the beginning, she said it was no charge. When she went into the building value in the beginning, it was no charge for that particular job.
Okay. All right. I mean, I really feel like this was a good call. Like, hands down, the customer was reassured by the end. He definitely felt like he was empathized with. I think that you can tell and you can hear in his tone and in his words that he feels safe with this company. So I think this was ultimately an absolute win, right? And I think it also is a really good demonstration of the flexibility of the principals. She kind of does things and in her own way, and she nailed it. She did great. I loved it.
Yes, I also liked how at the very end she mentioned the other services that they have. Like she was like, do you need anything else, like either plumbing or HVAC? So she kind of plugged a little bit in there just to let her know that there was other things available, just to make sure she covered everything with them. I really liked the way she just added that in there real easy. Yeah,
real easy. It was a very natural feeling and sounding call. Yeah, she did great. Okay, let's do another one.
Thank you for calling. How can I help you smile today?
Could you hear that?
Yes.
Oh, you could? Oh, okay. Wasn't sure if anyone.
I heard a little bitty clip of it.
Okay,
just a clip of it.
All right, I think that we should keep going. Okay, here we go.
Thank you for calling. How can I help you smile today?
Hi. I have a Rheem hot water heater that was installed in 21, and I do have a warranty on it that is good for 6 years, and it's not with the pilot light lit. Of course, I'm not sure I know what I'm doing, but I'd like to have somebody come out and look at it.
Okay.
Like I said, it is under warranty.
My first available opening to have somebody come out is tomorrow and around 2 o'clock. Would that work for you?
Melissa, you're cracking me up.
Nothing sooner, huh? Okay, that's fine. Around.
All right, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the difference between the confidence in this customer and the confidence in the customer in our last call. It's big.
Okay. I think that she started out on a good note with her greeting. She had an original greeting, so I think that she started. It was a little fast, but I still think she had a good tone when she started. So I was waiting for her to just to come in there with it, and did some great after effects. I think a little bit of the dead air maybe, or us kind of just not really acknowledging what she was calling about. I noticed that the customer started to kind of repeat again what she had already said, because we didn't really validate what she was calling in about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think you're right. I think it was a mixture of just zero acknowledgement and the dead air. Like, we know who is leading a call based on who is asking the questions. Like, that is such a big step, because otherwise you get calls and results like this, right? And I mentioned before, there's a big difference between how this customer was feeling and how the last customer was feeling. And both customers came in relatively happy. You know what I mean? They had problems, but they were cheerful. Mm-hmm. Nothing overwhelmingly negative about it. And by the end of the last call, the customer felt so reassured. He was like, "Thank you so much. You're awesome." And already in this call, we're only a minute in, and this customer is not as confident, right? She's like, "Oh, well, okay." And like, she's bummed. She doesn't feel like her expectations are being met. I mean, how would we possibly meet her expectations when we don't even know what they are? You know what I mean? She goes right into, this is our availability.
Exactly. There's
very little attempt to understand the customer. Zero attempt to understand the customer, in fact. Amber says, "Start over. I'm late." Amber, get here. Come on. We've been waiting for
Join
you.
the party.
I know.
Party.
Exactly. But that's definitely what
I agree. Hey, ladies. Some of my wonderful CSRs are watching.
Oh, I love that they're here. Melissa, I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off earlier.
I apologize. There's a bit of a delay. That delay. Yes. I think that the biggest part of that particular part was that we never even acknowledged what she was calling in about. So I think that she felt let down, that part. And she also felt let down with we hit her with a bunch of negatives right at once. You know, we told her, I can't help you with what she wanted. We didn't acknowledge her problem. And then we didn't even offer any resolution yet. You know, we just kind of said, "No, sorry, I don't have today, but here's what we can do." So we just kind of, we're all letting down all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Yeah, it's definitely from beginning to end. Like, I agreed, there was a really strong first 7 seconds. So yeah, if you're joining us, it was a really strong first 7 seconds, really good greeting, very unique and original. It sounded really good. Tone was great. And then up to this point, there's just been a lot of dead air and not a lot of acknowledgement about the problem. She also went right into scheduling with a yes or no question. And what we know about yes or no questions with scheduling, okay? Because the CSR says, I can't even remember the date, but she's like, "I have this. Does that work for you?" Right? Yes or no, is that going to work for you? And that's a difficult thing to do, because now, as a customer, if it doesn't work for me, right, I already have one foot out the door. The question of when would you like us to come out, that open-ended wording is so vital to meeting expectations. Right? I've got to use an open-ended question if I want to set myself up for success, be proactive instead of reactive. And Mandy is awesome. She says, 50-50, the odds are not in our favor. And that is exactly right. Like, if I just say yes or no, what do you want? I mean, that's all. It's just 50-50. I'm encouraging a no as much as I am encouraging a yes. Thank you, Amber. Perfect example. When would you like us out? When would you like someone out? That's a great open-ended question. Right? I'm encouraging a yes from every direction. Okay, let's keep listening.
2:00 tomorrow. That's Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Holiday has really messed me up. Okay, that sounds good then.
Okay. Your address?
Sure.
Okay. And are you associated with?
I sure am.
Okay, great.
Well, he passed away, so I am his widow, so.
Yo, I'm not okay. Oh no, what is going on?
All right.
Ah! Oh.
I got you set up then for tomorrow between 2 and 4. And
Okay. Okay. Let's just pause for a second. Oh, the chats are blowing up. I know. Oh my gosh, you guys, I could not agree more. Like, what? Thank you, Amber, for coming through with an awesome care statement. Oh no, I hate to hear that. Or, I mean, literally anything would have been better than dead air and okay. That's what was met. You guys break down what just happened. And I understand. Okay, I understand that we as CSRs get put into difficult situations. Like, this is a difficult situation. It is. All right. But as a human, in what world is it normal for someone to tell you, I'm a widow, my spouse died, and us to respond with, okay. And like a distracted okay, right? My soul is screaming out. Oh my gosh, absolutely. My condolences. Something I cannot emphasize enough. I'll pass it to you, Melissa. What are you thinking?
You know me so much, right? Like, my heart is literally broken just for everything. But one thing I can say about this is that it just continued the level of care that we've given this customer. We didn't give her any in the beginning. We didn't take care of her. We didn't make her feel like she was important to us at all. And then we continued that on. That was we could have pivoted at that point and took back that call and made it a great experience just by showing a little bit of humanizing it a little bit at that point. But we did not. Oh, it hurts my heart.
I know. That's a hard call. That's hard to hear. Yeah, I agree
But
with
it can
you.
be that is a very uncomfortable thing sometimes. Some people don't do well with responding to things like that. So it doesn't have to be, over the top, but just some acknowledgement of her saying that would have been good.
And I'll add this too, because in my experience, I actually can really relate to this CSR. Because like you said, Melissa, this is not an easy thing to respond to. And let me just share with you my own experience and I'll share with you what I say in those situations. And also the tool that I think that has allowed me to come to this conclusion. But what I have used is I actually lean more on our reassurance principle than I do our care principle in a situation like this, right? A lot of times we might feel like empathy, validate, like dive deep into empathy, tell them you're so sad to hear it, like all the things, right? But ask anyone who's really truly suffered with something like this, like those can tend to fall on deaf ears, right? It's like they don't hear it, they don't feel it. Like, this is something that no one can really help make someone feel better about. And so reassurance is actually why they're reaching out. That is going to be more beneficial in this moment. Now, acknowledgement is important. So absolutely use empathy to acknowledge what has just been said, and then use reassurance. And as always, we talked about this today, lead the conversation with a question. So if someone told me something like this, my response would be with empathy, oh my goodness, I am so, so sad to hear this. Thank you for sharing that with me, because we want to take good care of you. And let us come to your home. Let us make sure that this gets fixed. We're going to do it right. When were you available? Right now, I think we're past that point in this call. And I ended it with a different question, but I just used that bundle. I said care, I said reassurance, and then ended it with a question to continue the conversation forward. That's okay. Continue it forward, right? But they did mention it for some acknowledgement. I think that is important. So care, reassure, continue the conversation. Lean heavily on that reassurance. It really is there for both of you, truly. Amber said, anyone can book a call, be better, do better. I can't. I'm the same. Be a human being. I know. Oh, that was a hard one. That was a tough one. We're about 11 seconds left. Let's just power through the last 11 seconds of this call. See if there's anything.
they'll send you a notification 30 minutes before they're on their way.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Wonderful day.
You also. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for calling. How can I help you?
Well, at least she told the widow to have a good day.
My goodness.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. That someone in the comments said she didn't have to share, but she did. She was looking for some emotional validation. Yeah.
Yes, if
Well,
someone
on that
says
note-
something out loud, they say it because they want you to respond to it.
Yeah. Right. Not you're welcome. Thank you, Amber. That's another good point. You're welcome. My pleasure instead of you're welcome would be another great way to respond to this. Now, I think we're all on the same page that there were some major misses here, and it just makes me feel, and I'm really leaning on what Amber said too about be better, like do better, because it's so real. Like so many times we just let these calls happen to us. We come and we are like, okay, I got to mark it off. I'm here for my job. I got to get it done. And that's true, right? That's true. That's probably what brought you through the door today, is that this is your job, right? And that's okay. That's why we're here. Like we're all just trying to get by. That is the truth of it. But you will be happier the more you're able to empathize with people. Okay? Like you will be happier the more you can empathize, the more you can talk to every single person with gratitude. Right? There was zero gratitude on this call. And from the very beginning to the very end, gratitude allows us to see people. Like if we can if we can approach every call with gratitude, then we can also, it's going to allow us to better empathize as well. Right? And vice versa. All right. Do you want to add anything else?
They all run hand in hand. Everything works well together. It all runs hand in hand. If we had started it off on that note, it would have just flowed naturally to be able to add these extra things. But since we missed it in the beginning, we had another few chances to pick it back up, but we still didn't do that. So the customer, I always think about how would they feel when they hung up? You know, how would they feel about that call? Do they feel like they're important? Absolutely not. I don't think that they felt like they were important. We gave her all the bads and none of the goods, or no caring whatsoever.
Right. In the chats, I'm reading, Amber says, no gratitude, no care, no empathy, miss. And Mandy says, as CSRs, we have a unique opportunity to connect with people. And when we are intentional in making the most of that opportunity, we can make incredible impacts on our community. Thank you, Mandy. That is so true. It is so true. Like it'll make our lives easier, their lives easier, and ultimately we'll be serving others throughout the entire process. Now, I want to touch on what Amber said again, because she says there's no gratitude, no care, no empathy. All right. Now, those three things are really difficult to do without a really good understanding of what someone is going through. And we acknowledged this at the beginning. Amber is coming in here with the hottest comments, and Mandy's her coach, you guys. I feel like I have to point that out. That's amazing. She's so pumped. That's so great. Mandy's an awesome coach. Guess what? Amber, she's my coach too. She's great at what she does.
Me too.
Yay,
she's my coach too.
We love Mandy. Shout out to Mandy.
We love Mandy.
So let me show you, Mandy. Here you go. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I just assumed everyone could see each other's comments. I guess not. That's awesome. So Mandy only coaches the best. You're dang right. All right. So going back to that comment, Amber says, no gratitude, no care, no empathy. And we talked about this at the beginning, but it's important to go for full circle here. Like we can't expect anyone to show care, empathy, and gratitude without first understanding the customer. Right? The root of that principle is that understanding invites connection, meaning it's impossible to connect to someone that doesn't understand you, literally, emotionally, right? Like that is a barrier that will keep you from making connections with people. And so how we gain a better connection, how we gain a stronger understanding is through questions. That's it. Curiosity. Ask questions, gain a better understanding. That's all she needed to do. Had she done that at the beginning of this call, as soon as the customer told us her problem, had she taken a deep dive and been like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Tell me, when did this start? How long has this been going on? Like asking all the questions, then all the opportunities would have surfaced for care, for reassurance, for gratitude. for value, right? So many things were missed and we didn't even give ourselves a shot. And that is a huge bummer. I got to throw this one up too so that Amber can see. You're making Mandy smile big. We're all smiling. You guys are the best. Thank you guys for joining us today. And a biggest thank you to Melissa. You guys, she is an awesome coach. Mandy is an awesome coach. If you want to work with awesome coaches, come hang out with Power Selling Pros. We've got the most amazing people, and we just love talking about serving others using the pattern for excellence, customer communication. That is what we specialize in. Melissa, do you want to say anything before we close out?
Well, Tatiana is the best as well, which all of you that work with her know that too. So I had to give her a little pat on the back too at that side of things. So she's awesome.
Thank you. Oh, I adore you. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next week. And to let you know, just in advance, we will be here on the 17th. We're taking the 24th off for the holiday. So just so you know, but we will definitely be here next week. And I hope to talk to y'all then. Bye.